The first and the most important grip in badminton is your V grip, right? So this is a grip that you tend to use when you get ready, your overhead, your smash, your clear, your slice, even your reverse slice. It's a grip that you actually use most often and is the most important grip. It's also the most difficult grip to learn from a beginner point of view. And the reason why the V grip is the most difficult grip to learn is because most people, when they start playing badminton, naturally they're going to hold like a hammer grip. Why? Because the racket face is already facing forward and it's easier for them to hit the shuttle forward. The idea of holding the V grip, which is like this, how can you hit the shuttle like this? You can't. So most people really struggle to go from this to this, and it takes a lot of time to learn how to hold the V grip. So if you are not holding the V grip, please, please, please promise yourself, be patient with yourself and enjoy that journey of slowly to go from this to this. It will take time, it will take lots of time, lots of dedication, but once you can master the V grip, it will completely change the way you play badminton, okay? So now how do you hold the V grip? So some people say a V grip is like shake hand with a badminton racket. So you hold like this and you shake hand. Hello, how are you, right? This is how you shake hand. So I don't like that analogy because when you do that analogy, the V tend to be, the bottom of your V tend to be where the small flat part, the racket handle is. You actually want that V to be more like this, where it be on the left, between the left ridge and that ridge. So if you were to hold my hand, if I was to hold my hand like this, I actually don't want my racket to be up and down. I actually want to see my racket slightly curved like this. And that's when I know the V is slightly to the left. So this is how you hold your V grip, where if you hold your hand straight forward like this, the racket doesn't actually go up and down, it actually slightly on an angle like this. So the easiest way that I can show you is if you can bring your hand like this. Now you just hold that and slide it down. So as you can see, when you hold something like this, you find that the V, you want that V to be on the left side of the frame, not completely in the middle, okay? Slightly to the left of that frame, and as you bring it down, then that V will be slightly on the left of that handle. Yes? So that's your V grip. Now, what I want you to learn is the idea, the principle of soft hand, soft grip. You see this grip? This is actually not a good grip. Why? Because there's no gap. There's no gap. And when there's no gap, you can't squeeze. You see how I'm squeezing my racket? This is where you're going to get lots of power. I made a video here about finger power, which is all about having gap so you can squeeze and get lots of power. So how do you have gap? Going back to this technique here, so now instead of having your V directly against the frame, I just want you to move away from the frame a little bit. So as you can see, my bottom of my V is not near the frame anymore. So by the time I bring it down here, I now have gaps. So you want a nice gap in here and a nice gap in here. You want the handle to be more in your finger rather than in your palm. So if you do this, that's quite tight. I like to have my handle in the fingers rather than the palm. And by doing this, my grip is nice and soft, nice and floppy. So if I move my arms up and down, this is a good sign of a soft grip. Right, so this is your V. This is your V grip. Beautiful V grip, clear, right, touch, punch, smash, and slice. You can do reverse slice as well, cross court smash. So many shots come from the V grip.